your marks, get set, bake.
I love that. I really like.
That is delicious.
Bakers, your time is up.
Hey, everybody, I am in a state. Good gracious. Welcome back to the tent. It is Krème. It's a Great British Bake Off podcast. I host it. Nick, you host it. We do it together. It's a delight in almost all normal situations, but currently my computer is like, nah, bruh. And it is trying to keep me in an upset state, but I refuse because I'm in a calm state because I get to talk about one of my favorite shows, which is, of course, Bake Off, or in this case, the baking show. I get to do it with guests, one of this year's bakers in season 3 for Roku. It's my man, Daniel. Daniel, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. I am super excited to hang out with you and shoot the breeze. And we're gonna do an episode of Krème Patisserie, y'all. And I don't normally have the screen looking like this, but guess what? It don't want me doing the screen any other way. So you get the rectangles. You get this. I don't know if I appreciate it, but there you go. The process is, as normal people, you know it is. I'm going to give you a little bit of news from the baking world. In this case, that news will be us interviewing Daniel. And then we're going to talk about the show. It's going to be great. I have missed Krème Patisserie. We hadn't done it since when? December? Yeah, we did the holiday special, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and I miss doing it. It's one of my favorite shows to do because it just is. And normally, it's great. It's a good time to be had by all. But, hey. That being said, we click over here. Guess what? We have video for when we do stuff like this. And then I click this button because this is a segment, and this is the video that plays before that segment. It goes like this. Ready? Yeah, you're right about that one. Let's see if I can click this button and play this video without much interruption. 1, 2, 3. Bakers make the world go round. Hey, check it out. It worked. Bakers make the world go round. It's our little news segment. In our news this week is going to be us hanging out and talking to Daniel. Daniel, man, what is it? The joy of, I think, a fan of the show getting to go hang out and just be a part of the show. What was it? What has it been like for you? I guess living the dream,
Yeah, it is. It's just like you said, living the dream. It's like incredible. And it's really surreal to watch it now. So for us, it all happened last summer.
Yeah.
That's when we were over there. And that was like its own dream, right? That's when you're in the tent. That's when you're meeting Paul and Prue. And so now to see it all played back, it's like, that's me. That's me and my friends up there.
And I should say that I've only watched the first episode. I'm only watching one at a time. So I don't know who won yet before we start.
I got you. Technically, I'm not even allowed to tell you. So you're good. In normal circumstances, y'all, I watch it one at a time, but this was not normal circumstances. So T knows it all. Everything. Which is kind of nice.
I have a question. So the first episode, Prue does not have a voice.
Yes.
And they show a little bit of her trying to work through that. How much more of that did y'all have in the actual? Because it's like, it has to be awkward. Is the first time you meet them on camera, or do you meet them beforehand?
No, the first time is on camera during the first bake. So you're in the middle of your very first signature in the tent, and they're walking up and asking you questions, and you just don't really have time to be starstruck because you're so concerned about what you're baking. But yeah, when the judges talk to you, every once in a while they'll have them repeat a line. And of course that was all new to us, but it was happening quite a bit that first week. And you could tell the people asking that, like the producers and stuff, were like, "I'm so sorry, Prue, but could you try to say that one more time?"
Yeah.
It's like, no, fool, I can't talk. Stop it. Oh, my poor Dame Prue caught out there with the laryngitis. I was saying that's crazy. That I was like, man, this, again, you go through production woes, people, as I am tonight. So there you go. I love this question. I love asking this question to anybody. Actually, I'll ask friends this question. But what got you into the kitchen and baking as just a thing that you enjoy doing? What said to you, I wouldn't mind, whipping up a cake or a brownies or whatever got you going?
Yeah, for me, it's always been about food. Like I want to eat delicious baked goods, and so like sometimes, like most bakeries are pretty good, but every once in a while one will let you down. But if you can make a great cake, you're always going to have great cake.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I've always kind of baked a little casually, but it was really like probably 10 years ago. I went to Europe with my mom and my Aunt Judy, and we would eat these French macarons because she's gluten-free. And so that was one of the things that we found that she could eat.
Nice.
And then I got back to my small town, Indiana, where I grew up, and we couldn't find them anywhere. It's like, I could probably whip some of those up. I've done a box cake mix before.
Yeah.
But as you probably know, they're very much more difficult than a box cake mix. So it took a lot of trying. But I really loved doing it. So that was kind of where it all started.
Excellent. I actually love that. And I love a good macaron. And then macarons became like right around 10 years ago. I
They're
feel like
kind of everywhere now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have here in Cleveland, we have what's called the West Side Market. And there are like 3 macaron shops in there.
Yeah.
It's like 3 separate stands you can go get your macaron on. So it's like, now everybody's getting the almond flour bug and taking care of business, man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is what I wrote down, and I haven't gotten to use yet. So you're the first one to get this question.
Ooh, exciting.
Consider yourself more of a traditional kind of baker, or you think you like, I'm about to do something different. I'm about to wild out and do something completely, utterly different?
I think I tend to do traditional flavors.
Okay.
But one of my favorite things is taking something that's like a traditional flavor that everyone knows and turning it into something else.
Okay.
So like you take, like, for example, in the show S'mores, I like to take a s'more and change it, or take a pavlova and make it into a cake, or something like that. I like that kind of thing. But flavor-wise, I think of myself more as a traditionalist.
I it's not that I don't like people trying exciting and new things, but sometimes I just like, girl, why'd you put that miso in there?
The hits are the hits. Sometimes you just say the hits.
I was looking at your Instagram and I saw that you made a croquant bouche. Were you inspired by the Bake Off to make that, or was that something you saw somewhere else and wanted to try?
No, I just for a few years wanted to make one I think that was for New Year's, and it just feels like a very New Year's dessert to me.
Yes.
So I think that was just ad hoc.
Nice. Whipping up some shoe. Just whipping up some shoe. Just like, I'm thinking about to hook up a whole croquant bush. That's great. I love that energy that you have that. Wow.
Yeah.
That is not in me. I'll make some brownies. I'll hook up some cookies every now and again, but nothing so ordinate as an entire tower of cream puffs.
It actually takes way more cream puffs than you would think to make it, because that one ended up being pretty short, and it was like a ton of cream puffs.
And then you have to, like, is it spun caramel or whatever to get it to stick together?
Yeah.
How often did you get burned putting that together?
The croquant bouche, not so bad. In the tent, that's another story.
Oh yeah, I guess in general, like, oh my god, well that's all, and that's always something that I find interesting. Going over to a place where it's not your oven. No. It's not even the measure, the standard measurement that you use. No. Like, yeah, we got to get real Celsius on you guys over here.
Yeah.
What is it like going, like, say, literally to a whole nother person's individual, whatever, kitchen, and having to, like, all right, let me try to get dialed in. Where you guys practice at? Are the ovens exactly the same, or they're just close enough, or?
Not close at all, actually. So we were put up in apartments that had their ovens with their own little quirks, and in the tent were little tiny ovens with their own completely separate set of quirks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. You kind of got to know the tent ovens and the oven in your apartment over the course of the show, because you're practicing all the time. But the first day, everything's brand new. You never know if it's a little too hot, a little too cold.
Yeah. See, and somebody might have the bad oven, and you hope it's not you. That seems terrible.
That's the other thing. Every station is a different oven, so you might have, someone behind me, their oven's cooking super fast, might not be taking its sweet time.
Yeah.
Are you at the same station every week, or they move you
move
around? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, good grace. No, see, don't make me move my seat, teacher. I'm trying to stay around.
More than the ovens, is the ingredients are different. So you're packaging where they have 1,000 different kinds of sugar, and their heavy cream is heavier than our heavy cream. So.
It was the next question, kind sir. What did you feel like dealing with the very what I know to be, because now I've talked to everybody, the very specialized ingredients of England and the UK in general. Whereas it's new, like I said, it's different cream. It's multiple sugars, a multitude of sugars, and so forth. How do you even deal with all of that?
I mean, you luckily have a couple days between each episode to practice, so you just practice and see if it works. So I did a last-minute swap for episode 1, where we don't have golden caster sugar, but I tried it and I was like, "Well, it tastes pretty good. I'm going to use that instead for this one."
I mean, I know we can go to various baking shops in here. We can probably find different sugars and stuff like that. But, I go to Meyer or whatever, and it's like it's Domino and it's store brand. Yeah, it's brown and powdered, and that's about it. That's the depth of my sugar operation. My partner's little sister is a super brew baker, and I'm always trying to get her to apply for the show. I'm like, you can do it, Becky. And so she has all these various weird supplies. But I wonder how she'd deal if she ever got across the ocean there.
You said anything. You have time to practice.
For sure.
I read an interview that you did that while you were prepping for the show, you were undergoing a kitchen reno. So you had to go to a friend's house and practice every day. That's crazy. Yes.
That was poor timing, actually, because of course you don't think you're going to be on the show. So that was pretty painful.
See, that's good prep, though. See, then they're already you're in a strange kitchen. You began in a strange kitchen, so
that's just true. Yeah. It's just more prep for the show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was about to say something that I completely rebelled.
Sorry,
it's all good. I have no idea what it's about to be, Nick. It's like real gone. We're talking about. I was going to say, okay. So you're going to go on a show that you could be gone for X amount of weeks. How does life at home? Get told this is what's happening. I could be gone for. I could be gone for a week. I might be gone for 4, 5, 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? How do you explain that at home? And was the job okay with it? Was family like, oh my God, I'm gonna miss you, and so forth and so on?
Yeah, well, they pretty much tell you up front that if you want to stay, no matter when you're eliminated, you can. So I basically said, I'm gonna go for the whole time. No matter how long it lasts. If I go out early, I'm going to stay in London. If I stay, obviously I stay. So I pretty much told them it's going to be this amount of time. Work was cool with it. My family, they pretty much lost me once the baking prep started. So by the time it was time to fly over there, they were like, okay, now he's actually gone.
Like, we'll see you when you get back.
Yeah, now he's at least not destroying any of our kitchens. So...
I don't know. I very much dig it. You said you've been to Europe before. Had you ever been hung out in the UK before this?
A couple times for work. On that trip a few years ago with my family, we stopped through London. So I've been there on and off a couple times.
Nice. So you got a little bit of London under your belt, and that's nice. Nick, you went last year, right, Nick?
2023.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, wait. 2024. Yeah, last March.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, wait, was that not last year?
Yeah, no, last March. Did you go to Borough Market?
I love Borough Market.
Yeah. I think about it all the time.
So I follow a lot of bakers from the British show, and they're like going there to pick up ingredients, and it's like cute. But yeah, I love Borough Market.
That's the one with the strawberries I'm always seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One day, y'all. Let's see. I got my little list here. Okay, this is the one I like to ask because I have one. You got a favorite bake-off baker that you'd be like, that's my guy, that's my gal, that's the person I love watching? Me and Nick got a favorite that we always,
Yeah, I do have a favorite. It's Martha Collison. Do you know her?
No.
She was like 16 or something when she competed.
Mm-hmm.
The season with Chetna and Nancy.
Okay.
Martha, yeah.
I don't know why, but when I think I was watching her season when I was starting to get really more and more into baking.
Yeah.
And it just kind of stuck with me. And I have both of her books, and I feel like her stuff is just really tasty. All of it, all the time. Like everything in all of her recipe books. So a lot of her recipes are my staples. We're
Team Jurgen in this house.
Yes, we are.
Choice.
Wasn't Martha vegan? I feel like she was the first person I heard use like aquafaba or some fava.
She wasn't. She's not vegan for sure, but she might have some vegan baking in the tent. I don't remember the season.
Okay. I do remember her. I just looked her up. I definitely remember her.
She's a little. She's like one of the youngest people to be in the tent at that point, right?
Yeah, she was. I think she's still one of the youngest to have been in the tent.
Yeah. She was a baby. I remember this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Holy smokes, that's crazy. That's a good choice. Well done. That's a good. Let's see. Most people wouldn't have picked that back. Well done. I support that choice. Oh my goodness. I can't ask about things because I don't want to be giving away things. Yeah. Wait a minute. We'll just focus on this first episode. First thing you're going to say, the first thing you're going for is, of course, going to be, and we'll get there when we get there, is these Tuiles, which is like, I don't know if we eat those here in States that much. I don't feel like that comes up that often. No, they're often decorative. Yeah. So when we got the brief the first time and it's 20 filled Tuiles, I was kind of like, signature? I don't have a signature Tuile, so I'll have to develop that. And then there's thankfully pictures. So originally I was thinking of like a wafer cookie, which I never made before that thin, but then they kind of demonstrated that a brandy snap can be a Tuile, which is not and I love those, and I do have a recipe for those, so that's the direction I went. It was wild. The first two, the signature and technical this first week, I was like, I got a little too English this go around.
Yeah, that marshmallow thing was, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. The signature is also, so I know I've listened to the show, so I know you know this, but the bakes often will set for hours. Yeah. So like a filled Tuile is not the hardest thing, but a filled Tuile that can still be crispy after 2 or 3 hours, that's hard. Yeah. So I felt like it was quite a mean first challenge for us.
Without being burnt at the,
Yeah, without getting soggy or anything.
Yeah. It was a wild one, y'all. I'm telling y'all. We'll get there. Don't worry. I was like, what is y'all doing this week? But I don't know. Nick, give me some questions. I know you got something in this chamber of yours.
Yes. Did you make your own wedding cake?
I did not. I thought about it pretty seriously, but my husband was basically like, don't do it. Like, just get stressed if you do it, and it'll just be one less thing you have to worry about if you don't do it. So we luckily found a baker. It was actually kind of hard to find a baker that I was happy with, but luckily we found one that I totally loved and I was very, very happy with it. So I think it was the right choice.
I'll tell everyone I know I am a huge cake snob. And I understand it. I get it. And so it would matter deeply to me were I ever to get married again. And the cake be on point. Now I got Brad in my back pocket, though. You know what I'm saying? So I got a whole.
Yeah, Brad would definitely make your wedding cake.
So make my wedding cake if I ever, you know what I'm saying? If ever I have to make that request. So luckily that is a deal I have. But yeah, your boy don't play when it comes to cake. I'm with you on that. I'm like, no. Checking.
We've got a lot. Well, these are average, but I want something excellent.
It's something, that's going to be thought of the rest of your days. And so of course you want that to be just perfect. So I dig it. I'm with you on that one.
What's your favorite cake flavor?
I'm pretty basic. So I really just like a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting. I've got an excellent recipe from Martha, my favorite bake-off baker, and it's really solid and it's my favorite.
Mine is yellow cake with chocolate.
With chocolate frosting.
So I get it.
Yeah. Good choice.
He's so basic. Sometimes we get real basic. It just has to be that way.
I mean, I'm like, if it's good, it's good. I don't
The
need
classics are the
100
classics
different
for a
flavors.
reason.
Yeah.
It's true indeed. You know what, people? That we'll call that the bakers make the world go round.
Sure.
Thank you for answering so much questions. Now we're gonna review a show, which is a
Great.
secret fair we do here right now. All right, Nick, I'm calling you in, Nick.
I'm ready.
Set me up
I'm
for
ready.
set me up for the signature.
So it's cookie week, and our signature challenge is 24 identical Tuiles decorated. They can be any variety, but must be crispy and include chocolate in the decoration. They can be any shape, but they must be filled. And the bakers have 2 hours.
I want a Tuile, only because these all end up looking very, very scrumptious. So I was very excited to I'm like, okay, I see you out here. In order of operations, people, Kim is up top, and she's going for apple brandy snap blossoms. So cinnamon brandy snaps filled with a vanilla creme diplomat. Because we coming back new, I'm going to give you an explanation of what creme diplomat is. It's a mix of pastry cream and whipped cream, stabilized whipped cream. So lighter than pastry cream, richer than whipped cream. It's imagine all that in a basket of a cookie, and then top that with some cinnamon apple slices and some chocolate dipped almonds. Next is Daniel, this guy right there, and he was going for bourbon s'mores, brandy snap towers. So you got to see these tubes of Tuile brandy snap situation. Hit it with the bourbon, lovely. Fill that with a marshmallow meringue. Toast that so you get to come out with the torch. I love being able to come out with the very notion that I should get a kitchen torch.
You should.
I think I'd like just playing with it.
You absolutely should. It's fun to play with.
Then a little drizzle of some tempered dark. Out here tempering chocolate, bruh. You're showing off. Because no one wants to temper chocolate. You'll always hear people complaining about tempering chocolate, but you are like, let me go ahead and knock something out right quick. So
I mean, who can say if it was really tempered that day?
If Paul thought it was tempered,
It worked. Yeah.
then sir, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Elisa's going for Ride Lonely. Oh my God, it's so good. She tells a story of how she didn't get to eat
the
cookies
saddest
as a kid.
story I've ever heard. I'm like, why your mama didn't let you eat cookies? Was it against your religion? I don't understand.
Ain't gonna give you these sweets. Coming home running around my house all going on sugar.
Listeners are watching the shows because we didn't hear that story. So like she's telling it on screen, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know. I mean, they're like crisp, obviously, but
yeah. So this is a ride Tuile, which I'm just like, what an interesting combination of flavor situation. Because you just think rye, I don't think sweet, but there you go. But as a cone, it's gonna be filled with a raspberry mascarpone cream, topped with a little chocolate tier, and then some raspberry powder. And sound ideal. I like that.
It's funny because I didn't go like rye bread. I thought of the drink when I heard her say,
"Oh, right. Huh. Okay. Well, no, that definitely didn't happen, but I get you. I'm with you on that." Alma's up next. Orange Sun and Moon Tuiles. This is an orange cone Tuile filled with goat cheese, which I wrote. Cheese. Tell you, boy, the notes was bad today, y'all. And honey mousse garnished with pistachios and pomegranate seeds. I love me a goat cheese.
Same.
And I don't know if I've ever had a goat cheese based dessert. I've had it on pizza. It's amazing. We got a great pizza spot around here. Next time you come through, Nick, I got to hook you up with that.
Wait, you've never had goat cheese with like something sweet, like some jam?
I've had goat cheese on a cheese board before, so with a little honey and like fig jam or whatever.
Yeah.
It's lovely. But, a dessert, a full-on situation there. So this looked real good, in my opinion.
It's like panna cotta, kind of.
I don't need panna cotta because it's got gelatin in it.
Oh, right.
I'm goofy. Adela's up next. Mocha and fish sauce caramel Tuiles.
Ooh, buddy. But I saw the vision because she's just going for salt.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Saw the vision. You are correct. I definitely was. I'm with you on that. Cocoa Stripe waffle cone situation is what she's aiming for, filled with the mocha ganache and a fish sauce caramel or caramel. You say it how you will. And you know what? When you say fish in a dessert setting, this is where you're thrown off. And I know, so I can understand why you're like, I don't know if I want. So I wonder if there's another name for fish sauce that we're just not using. And maybe
Just
that
call
would
it something else. Maybe it would be more palatable.
When she tasted it that first time, the face she made, I was like, oh no. Oh no.
I can tell you though, we got to taste them all, and it was good.
Yeah, I trust everything on this board. I don't think any of y'all would make something not good. So I truly don't. I don't think that's ever going to be a worry. It's just going to be different, if anything, but good in its own way. Parwana is making cardamom passion fruit brandy snaps. These are going to be a ginger cardamom brandy snap basket filled with passion fruit, crème, and white chocolate garnished with sliced apricots. According to Series E, and shop out you have a boiled egg. Go to Series E to get some technical knowledge about baking or cooking in general. Crème is a fancy way for pastry chefs to describe any dessert that falls somewhere between mousse and pudding in terms of lightness. Something a bit more dense and creamy than the former, but nowhere near as heavy or thick as the latter. Word to Serious Eats on that description. I liked it. That's why I used it. Pablo is going for a pistachio praline and raspberry tuile filled with pistachio cream and raspberry curd dipped in white chocolate and decorated with roasted pistachios. It dawns on me just now as I'm going through this, Nick, I didn't introduce the bakers in the tent this season.
You didn't, but I
didn't talk about the opening of the show.
I let you have it because I know you were very flustered.
Thank you so very much.
And I knew at some point you would realize it, and we would just go back to it. The opening was great, but we will get there. I'm
gonna finish this because we're at Chris, but then we're gonna go back and we're gonna run down the list. All right. Chris is the last one in this list of operations. My darling Clementine Tuiles, named after his daughter Clementine.
Lovely.
Clementine Tuiles filled with white chocolate and orange ganache topped with clementine slices is the goal. Worded like that. Y'all, in the tent this go around is Adela. It's Alma. I'm not trying to do nobody's last names, y'all. It's Chris Stefanski. I can get his. It's Daniel Freiberger. I can get his. Freiberger is a dope last name. We'll talk about that here shortly as well. Elisa, Kim, Pablo, and Parwana. The opening of the show was a take on a late night show, and it was
so good. It was good.
Zach comes out these curtains. He looks up. It's like he's on the set of Fallon. If you want to know what it kind of is, what they're aiming for.
Look who it is, everybody. You know him. You love him. My co-host, please give it up for Zach Cherry. Get over here, you. Zach Cherry, everybody. I have not seen you in a while. Hello.
What is going on?
What's going on with you, Zach?
I mean, I thought I was coming out here to start a new season of the Great American Baking Show.
Okay. Amazing. Tell me about that.
So we get 8 amazing amateur bakers. We bring them in the tent.
Everybody knows how a baking competition works, Zach, but give me the real scoopy, juicy gossip, okay? Paul and Prue, they hate each other, right?
No, they're really good friends.
You're lying to me.
No, I am being honest.
Next, you're gonna sit there and tell me that your gorgeous co-host forced you to come on some fake late-night talk show.
Well, Casey, that one is true.
Welcome to the Great American Baking Show!
Yeah.
And then Casey's over at this desk. It's just and they just mess around, shoot the breeze. And guess what? I would have had it for you, but that was what sent my computer into a tizzy. That video, me trying to make that little cut to give you just the beginning of the show, which is 1 minute and 2 seconds. But guess what? Premiere and the computer, it was all bad news, y'all people. Sorry.
That's probably why you forgot to talk about it. You just
it was a bit of trauma.
It was so good. I loved it. There's 2 Bay Area people on the show this year. What, Oakland, 1 San Francisco?
Yeah. So
shout out to Cali.
And 4 from the Jersey, New York area.
New York area. I know it's full. So we got. I'm saying. So our Midwesterners are Elisa and you, and that's what Chicago, Wisconsin. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. And then of course Pablo. Well, Pablo is from Spain, but he's in the.
He lives in Oakland.
Yeah. So.
Fun fact, Chris and Alma are actually from the same small town.
Oh, say word.
What?
Chris
That's
teaches
hilarious.
at the high school where Alma went to school. Isn't that a small
That's
world?
crazy.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Okay, Fryburger. It's fries, it's burgers, and so forth. What kind of nicknames have you had throughout your days?
Honestly, so I worked at McDonald's all through high school and for most of college.
Yeah.
So most of it was just like, oh, you're frying some burgers, fries and burgers, like that kind of thing, you know, because of the McDonald's sign.
People are never clever when they're trying to make fun of your name.
Look at
Like,
the best, you know.
give me something good.
I can't remember any like really great nicknames.
Oh, they're not taking advantage.
Yeah.
That's all good. There. I'm kind of giving you what I normally do for a show. Next week, trust me, y'all, I'm saying this, but who knows? Bruh, this computer could be on this last leg and I'm not knowing it. So
There's so many elements. We had a guest today. Like, it's a lot already.
The first
but then-
one, the season.
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
You will forgive me for not being as on point as I try to be in normal situations. But you've been set up. You now know what happened in the signature. Now let's judge it. Part 1 is up first. And unfortunately, she didn't get the apricot slices on it. And they're like, these look plain. They're uneven, a little gelatinous. Don't tell me that.
Can we not? Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? It's violent.
It has to be a better turn of phrase than that. Don't say gelatinous.
Y'all know how I feel about.
I know. You don't like a squishy situation in your
all
dessert.
I could think about was like, no.
But good flavor, which is
Yes.
something like I said, that's something that will get people over a hump in certain situations. So
It's the first week. I think they have a little bit more grace the first week. And I also feel like they're a little bit nicer to the Americans. Is it just me?
I don't know if
My
I'm not
mind is
saying
lost to a couple of comments, and I'm like, I don't know.
I'm not saying they're meaner, but I got the feeling they be on some. I feel like they're slightly a little more. They're judging of us in a different way.
Sure. Yeah. I will say the first week and the first challenge, I do think they're a little bit gentler, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan's up next. Daniel, forgive me, is up next. Good all around eat is a fire way of having your food described.
Yes.
I was very happy with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
What especially with a nice British accent. That's good all around eat. Like, yay. Why, thank you, sir. The dark chocolate goes well with the sweetness of the marshmallow. Cool beans, man. Well done.
I wanted to taste it. That and the pistachio one was the two that I was like, put it in my mouth.
At least a bit.
I really like that one. I was proud of it too. I was very worried it was going to be too sweet. So when they said that specifically, I was like, excellent.
I wonder that. So of course we have an American sensibility and palate, and I wonder what we could do to better prepare for going like over in that situation. Like, what can I do to get my sugar just dialed in enough to where they would be like, okay, that's good. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's certain things like, marshmallow is going to be overly sweet, and things like a toffee sauce is going to be overly sweet. So there's just certain things that they're probably not going to like unless you do the work to cut it.
Yeah.
And I brought home a bunch of snacks from London, and it's different. The flavors are a little bit more subtle. The sweetness is a little bit less sweet. So you gotta really cater to their palate.
Yeah, and I have a sweet tooth, so it's kind of hard.
Same.
Like, I don't want the dark chocolate. Like, put milk chocolate in it for me.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a good choice. Well done. Elisa, a bit dark, though Prue likes the rye. The filling was, of course, on point, but and of course, I love this turn of phrase, neat as a pin. They're just overbaked.
A bit dark. Prue.
They weren't burnt. It was just dark. So I mean, hey, I get that, and I love how they basically set you up at the beginning. They basically explain to you, hey, Tuile bakes real fast.
Mhm.
Don't play around with them, and so that's just what it is. Kim's up next. Look nice, delicate. The apple works well. Prue loves the flavor. Could have used a little more booze. Now, I was recently in the Bake Off Reddit, and they were like, "Do y'all think that they maybe play up Prue how much Prue loves booze?" And I'm like, I simply don't.
I do not. No, I think it's completely genuine.
I don't think. I just don't think in general the show does much of that playing up anything. I just think these are these people, and that's how they roll. So
I feel like if you know the lady like booze, she gonna want it boozy.
Yeah.
Until she don't,
Right.
you gotta hit that sweet spot, and,
Right.
and if you don't, she will let you know. I'm like, nah, it's a little too much even for me. You know, she said it before. So, Alma, a bit untidy, but the shells look great. Prue loves it. For Paul, the orange and cheese are fantastic. Just a bit untidy, but delicious. Adela, the fish sauce isn't really there, and they seem happy about that. The caramel in general, they think is rather light, and I wonder if she dialed herself back just a little bit, being concerned.
I'm telling you, when she tasted it, that face she made, she must have like pulled it way back because it's anchovy, which is extremely fishy.
Yeah.
Poor thing. But very rich, intense flavor, and the shells are really good. So it's like
That's that umami you get from that fish sauce. That's why, that's why I was like, I see the vision.
Yeah. I felt bad for Chris on this one.
We all felt bad for Chris on this one.
Doesn't look attractive. In fact, it looks unfinished, not crisp, underbaked. The flavor is quite artificial. It tastes like a child's sweet.
That's that American flavor, like it's flavor.
He actually used all genuine clementines because he was confused about critique. He was like, I didn't put any artificial flavor in it, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually. Oh, yeah. How do you like, bro? No, that's none of this is artificial. This is all. I got a basket of clementines over here, sir. Come on.
Maybe it just baked super sweet, like it just baked sweet.
Yeah,
they were probably really good clementines, is what it
That's
comes
what I
down
was
to.
gonna say. They were probably like very ripe, and then the bake made them just more sweet.
Yeah. Pablo looks amazing, but way bigger than expected, but absolutely delicious. In fact, worthy of a handshake, y'all. First one of this series. The Tuile is beautifully crispy. The pistachio works, as does the bit of curd in it. Dope.
As soon as they said it was too big, I was like, northern portions.
Northern portions, bro. Northern portions. Oh
my girl, Jill. Love me some Jill.
It was a very good first round of signature. I very much enjoy starting the signature off like this. I like that we called it cookies because Biscuit Week normally starts us. No, Biscuit Week normally starts us off on Bake Off. So like, good, let's do cookies over here too. We're getting just slowly but surely. We're getting a more this for that, this for that. If we can give me a dozen bakers, then I'm on point. You know, I'm like right there, but I understand why because they film on a more American schedule. So
it's all filmed at once. So
super condensed. So I get why they have to do it so far, but come on, y'all. It's on. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, hey, look, I have a chat. No nonsense in the chat. Worry not. I had to check and see what it was.
Oh, it's spam. It
is spam. Every now and again, I'm just like, why people? Don't spam me in the chat. Don't do that.
Is it?
No, it's always like, I'm gonna get you more viewers. I'm like, I guess you could.
Yeah, no, I read it. I was like, what are they trying to sell us? I see.
No, I don't think Twitch or YouTube would allow somebody to put anything a little too off the hook in there. So we're good. We're good. But that was our signature. Nick, set us up.
Technical challenge. The first technical was set by Paul. Paul advised that this particular recipe has 3 distinct textures and they must all be correct. So Paul's asked them to make 16 jam mallow cookies. They should feature a crisp sugar cookie base topped with raspberry jam, piped raspberry marshmallow, and a dusting of coconut, and they have 2 hours.
y'all know how technical goes. It's not really much I can tell you about it. We're given these instructions. You go and do it. You do it to the best of your abilities. So basically, it's just talking about the judging of it. But also, this cookie, I was like, what is going on with that cookie? That's a very specific cookie. And I kind of know a Mexican variation that kind of looks like that, but I can't remember the name of it.
They're telling us there's several variations around the world of things very similar to that. There's a Mexican one, an Australian one. They're all just like a little bit different, but same idea.
So the one I think we're leading on here is this is Boland's Jam Mallows, and let me see if guys can give you a screen share. You can kind of see what I think we're going for here. Screen, entire screen, this screen share. Let's hope this doesn't bring the house down, y'all. And I wish they had like an open look at that thing too. Look how big you are if you were a person standing next to us. No, I'm not trying to tell you to go buy these on Amazon. I'm trying my best to not shop at Amazon. And so far, 2025 success. But I think this is kind of aiming again. There's those Pinguino cupcakes, the Mexican joints.
No.
I bet you if you saw them, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I know those.
I've definitely been in the... I see. I found a picture of it. Okay, I see now. This is exactly what it looks like was.
Yeah. That company that makes those, Mariposa Baking, also has... I don't think that's Mariposa Baking. I think that's somebody selling those under the name Mariposa Baking. Anyway, that company that makes those also makes these a marshmallow like cookie like this. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's super familiar.
I just don't, I don't like coconut, and the idea of the flavors of it didn't feel like something I would want to.
I feel like the raspberry probably is a super in this situation just a bit light. It's a light touch to marshmallow, so it's gonna be light by that. Having just made marshmallow, earlier in the day, where you're like, okay, lights out, baby, we'll shoot this one clean.
When Zach gave a little teaser and it was clear it had marshmallow, I was like, well, that's great for me.
Yeah. I absolutely love that worked out that way for you. You know what it is? We're going to judge it blind. 16 of these bad boys, 2 hours to do it. Alma was up first. Well, Alma's the first one on the table.
Yeah.
They're like, not much definition to the biscuit. The setting looks okay. I mean, the setting of the marshmallow. The texture's good. It's just not neat. That's 2 not neats on my girl Alma. You kind of learn. I mean, is this what it's going to be? Alma, you going to be my not neat person? Come on, baby. Elisa, the marshmallow's too bouncy, rubbery. And I'm like, when we get to the end of this, I'm like, how is it that and then that? Makes no sense.
Because they gave us the amount of gelatin that we were supposed to put in, which, to be fair, was more than I would put in a marshmallow. But so then they're saying it's rubbery. It's like, well, yeah, because that's how much gelatin you're supposed to use.
That is your doing, not ours.
It's not a marshmallow supposed to be bouncy?
I don't know. Maybe she just has an expectation that we don't understand. The texture's okay. The marshmallow's a bit sticky, but these are neat. Adela, they look interesting. Would have preferred the blobs of marshmallow. Adela, what she did was pipe the marshmallow on either side and then, raspberry down the middle. I think it works. But it's not what they wanted. And they were so like, this is I'm going to go so far as to say they were lightweight kind of bratty about it. It's just, I don't want it like this. I'm like, settle down, baby. I get it.
But did the recipe say to pipe it in a
It did. It said to pipe it in kisses, but pretty much all of us fell into this trap where we made the marshmallow too early and then it set. So it was very hard to pipe. Yeah. And Adela just basically said, I can't make 4 kisses, so I'm just going to make the stripe and that'll be how I do it.
Yeah, Prue was like, this is somebody who doesn't want to follow rules. I'm like, whoa, Dame Prue.
Yes.
No need to judge. On these, the texture's okay, but they want more definition. Of course, they want it to look a particular way. For Chris, the biscuits are pale but defined. Nice edges. Underbaked. Too soggy. Part 1 of the pipework is neat. They look pretty, but raw. Soft. Bruh, no.
The thing about them is they want a crispy cookie.
Yeah.
So like I said, we tried them. I wouldn't have called Parwanas raw, and it was very pretty, but we want a crispy cookie.
I feel like every time they call stuff raw, there's been maybe twice that something has actually been uncooked.
Raw, yeah.
Yeah.
When it is raw and actually raw, you've seen Paul be like, do not eat that. He'll basically smack the fork out of Prue's hand. Like, no. So I get that. Parwana. Oh no, I said that.
Yeah.
Pablo. Great. Soft on mouth. Thank you. I'll let you hold on to that one. Maybe too much jam. Fair. We'll just let that sit. Kim, a bit messy. The piping isn't great, but the biscuit looks nice. In fact, it's a perfect biscuit, but not the perfect look. They don't like the way. Again, they had something in mind, and there you go. Only one person having to meet this brief. Who could it have been? Daniel, very neat. Good definition. A great biscuit. The jam is set well. The piping, a little messy, but of course, you just explained. It was like the marshmallow sat around for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a challenge to pipe with that kind of situation. But it has everything going for it. Decent cookie, decent eating. What you got better than that there?
At this point, I was like, I feel like Daniel and Pablo are kind of neck and neck. But then when I thought about it, like on my second watch, I'm like, there's no way Daniel doesn't get Star Baker unless you just like came into the tent and threw some shit in the oven.
Well, I don't know. Pablo got the handshake in the signature.
Right,
So the
right.
I was like, okay, well, we each got something good.
Yeah. A little good energy here. Let's rank them. Parwana comes in last, comes down to the biscuit. Wasn't neat enough and underbaked. Terribly soft. Chris was number 7. Same problem, just all over the place. The biscuit needed longer in the oven. Alma was 6. Kim was 5th. Pablo 4th. Adela 3rd. Coming in 2nd was Elisa. Again, they just told me your marshmallows is rubbery. Ow, Sway, which one is it? So, like fine, y'all. I guess it wasn't too rubbery, now was it? Not too bad. The biscuit was perfect. The shape was on point, and it tasted great. But
Well, it's cookie week. It's not marshmallow week.
You are
the cookie
correct.
was perfect.
Fair. That's fair.
The cookie was perfect.
Yeah, you're right. But in first, nice. Daniel, quite a distance between one and everything else. So, bro,
They did say that.
You kind of crushed it. Exactly what we're looking for. Come on, bro. Just pat
Good to
yourself
hear.
on that one.
Yeah. I don't know if I agreed with them, but they're the judges. So.
It was tempered chocolate, and you were the best cookie maker. Just go with it.
That's right.
What they say is what they say. Solid technical challenge. This is what I like from a technical challenge. It is challenging in to one degree, but also fun to watch. What looks like a tasty enough bake. Again, I don't eat gelatin, but I mean, hey, I could have enjoyed. They make vegan marshmallows; they can be had. So,
Their favorite to eat, but it was a good first technical because it's 3 things that we can probably make. But we get to adapt to the time and stuff. So
yeah, and I like that. I like that a lot. Nick, set me up.
Showstopper challenge is a cookie diorama depicting a day in the life of the contestant. The diorama must be entirely cookie and encased in a baked edible frame. They have 4 hours.
I love a good showstopper. I don't know if I wanted them making basically what it comes down to gingerbread houses as the showstopper.
It was very reminiscent of the holiday challenge.
Yeah.
Also, Daniel has a really kick-ass like cookie tower structure thing on his Instagram too. It's incredible.
Oh, the cake? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, that one doesn't have to support any weight. That was a big difference because that was just sugar cookies stuck to a cake. This was I've never done anything like this before.
I get it. The ideal. I get why they go for it, but it's like it seems like stop making people build stuff out of cookies. Yeah. I don't know what I don't know what it should have been. Don't get it twisted. I don't produce this show. I could not come to you with an idea that says, what can we do with cookies that are show-stopping, situation? Exactly. But I'm just like, come on, man.
Incidentally, I was showstopped. I thought that there were so many good ones. Like
Yeah.
they were so charming and like well decorated. And the ones that weren't as good, the person was like, I know it's not good. So it wasn't a case of anybody being like, I am super proud of this work I've done, and the judges being like, ooh, why? Everybody knew what it was. It was time.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
time.
Daniel's up first here. Donuts Under the Stars. It's a donut stand made of
Oh,
lemon sugar cookies with a cinnamon pecan biscuit with a maple buttercream sky situation.
So cute.
Thank you.
Truly, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up your tuchus here. One of the first ones I'm like, yo, that picture that they drew looked so much like what you put on the table. I'm just like, well done, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I also love that picture. I wish I could get it.
Well, so like on the English one, they have a basically a Talking Dead style follow-up show called The Extra Slice, and I think they give them like the art from there or a version of the art that they get as a part of their. Yeah, we need an extra. Well, I mean, maybe I fancy myself a bit of the Extra Slice type situation. I like talking to yeah. But we need that kind of backup show for this. But of course, hey, we'll get there, people.
Yeah.
This is the additional slice.
An additional slice.
Perfect.
Love that. Chris is up next. Sweet Night at the Movies.
Oh, I loved it so much.
The story that went with it, the ideal, everything.
The popcorn, please.
Incredible. And the seats were like an engineering marvel. I don't know.
Yeah.
They were just incredible.
It's a chai spice cookie, vanilla twill curtains, because it's a theater. He's basically making a movie theater because he tells the story of how he proposed to his wife at a movie theater and so forth. And so he's building a movie theater, and you need to watch it. I'm constantly going to be telling you that you should be watching this show. It's held together royal icing and a caramel sugar situation. You know what it is. It's basically, hook it up on the stove, and that's your glue. You've seen people do this before. Adela is going for Cookie on Broadway. Bruh. This one I was like, there you go. Macaron cats filled with yuzu ginger ganache, an orange spice gingerbread theater with raspberry Swiss meringue curtains, made with Swiss meringue. Because you know what I'm saying, I got to tell you, Swiss meringue is made by warming egg whites and sugar over a warm water bath, stirring till the sugar dissolves, and then you whip that up. So that's how you get. That's the technique for Swiss meringue. It's what the Swiss are doing with their meringue, y'all.
The little faces on the cats.
They were very cute.
Please, it was so cute.
The fact she said they go to the theater twice a week to go see Broadway production or productions in general. Now, who knows? They might get a little black box off theater.
Yeah.
$25.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Walk-ups, all that. A lottery. There's so many ways to see theater in an affordable manner.
Fair enough. Alma, bake, throttle, and roll. One. I don't say this often enough. I love a good, punny, pithy name for these things. And so I was like, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
We're back.
Yeah. Chocolate sugar cookie cars, coffee and walnut buttercream wheels, and a ginger spice biscuit barn is what Zach said. I was going to say we're going to go with the garage, but my man said barn, so I wrote barn. I get it. So, yeah. Yes. To all of that. Every bit of that, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Parwana, walk in the woods. Earl Grey citrus cookie. Powdered orange floor kind of housed in a spiced ginger like frame situation. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So
Poor Parwana though.
Yeah.
Info trees, they've seen better days.
Pablo out here, y'all. I'm gonna let you know. When I'm gonna read these through, I'm gonna try to tell you about these things. Several cookies. Each of these cookies, they're all come from a different country. They have a different pronunciation. I'm gonna work with you, but check it out.
And that wasn't even part of the brief. They didn't say you had to make however many different kinds of cookies. He just
Two is what they said. They said it had to have at least two.
Two? Okay.
But not 5 or 6 or however many.
Right.
He named his the Happy Time because he's saying I guess he's trying to make a day of happy times basically. So chocolate nougat Plotchen, PLA with the double dots over top of it. TZCHEN cookie. That's a German Christmas cookie. He's making a Christmas variation of it. Haverflarn cookie water. I got the Haverflarn open over here. Haverflarn is actually an oat lace cookie made with butter, sugar, egg, and a bit of flour, baking powder, and rolled oats. And you like, if you saw it, you'd be like, I know that. You've seen this cookie and not realize you've seen this cookie. But you've not seen it used to make water with it, which is an interesting way he took that. Saffron polverons. Multiple countries have their own variation of polverons. I can't even tell you which country he was aiming at, because Mexican polverons are basically those colorful Mexican sugar cookies. You know what they look like. Another country's polverons are like Italian wedding cookies. You know, the little balls with the little. So it's like everybody. There are multiple polverons. Which ones he was going for, I don't know. But he was building hills out of them. And no, because his polverons was a brandy snap. So of course I'm like, wait a minute, it's a polveron, but it's a brandy snap. It was a lot going on. Pablo was coming through, y'all. He was like, hold on, they got the show out. And respect it. But also, man, there's a lot
and
going
the
on.
Little like Golden Gate Bridge off in the distance. You know, that one. I was
Look,
like,
I get you appreciated. I know you miss home. But come on, bro. Elisa, who describes how they just got a new house, and she's trying to make her backyard her little spot. So backyard oasis, which she's angry with. She made this some brown butter sugar cookies, all held together with royal icing and caramel. Because you know, basically you have to build for the situation. And Kim's bringing up the rear backyard bully bliss. Cute. She makes these lemon poppy seed figures. Apple macaroon. I'm so used to macaron that I forget macaroons exist as a thing. So macaroon landscaping in an orange spice gingerbread box.
So cute.
Yeah. All sound ideals. All really, actually, nothing not too well executed, but some just better than others, and that's just how it always ends up on this.
It was just a time crunch, and like the two that were a little messy. It was just time. 4
hours seems like forever and nothing at all at once, you know. So I get that, and yeah, so that's what happens, y'all. We're gonna judge now. And like that, what I noticed. So okay, of course, I'm rushing, of course, tonight because I'm like, let me get these notes done. But of course, you know, I've had chaos. But as I'm watching this, I'm like, this judging is going by super quick. Like how they edited, I was just like, that is, why are we popping along there? So I was like, that's good for me because I'm writing these notes down. But I'm like, also like, I kind of like y'all to go a little deeper when y'all just say this. But I'm going to give you
quite a clip, and their stuff. Of course, they said a lot more than gets aired.
Yeah,
we all noticed the things they didn't say right on that.
Pablo, decent job. A bit abstract. Looks amazing. Well done. That was it. And he just sent us on our way. And I was like, what? But I'm like, okay, fine, fair enough. They did clown out on his version of the bridge. They're like, that's supposed to be the bridge back there, which is basically a little blob of caramel.
It was adorable, and I knew exactly what it was.
I'm glad you knew. I'm glad you appreciated it.
I know exactly the spot on Earth that it represented. I know exactly where he's standing with that vista.
Adela, very clever. The piping's beautiful. It's very chewy. Probably need a little bit more baking time, but the ginger is nice. It's soft, but it's impressive. Elisa, a bit messy, but the cookie is delicious. A little bit of a feel more overbaked, but also, like I said, I see these ovens. They always kind of give close up, and I'm like, you can only fit so much. It's got these weird 3-rack situation. You know, the middle rack's probably going to be your best rack because that's where the heat's going to be the most even. I get it. I can see what's going on there and how and what it takes to get that dialed in. Mm-hmm. The idea of the design is appreciated. Just not as good as it could have been. Parwana comes out. This needs more color. Like, don't do that. What if I was going for that? What if I wanted that less color kind of situation? You know what I'm saying? Don't judge me for my.
There were so many colors. There were many different shades of green.
Again, they have these expectations. It was like, fine. The Earl Grey biscuits, though, are nice. Nick, that might have been your groove. The gingerbread spice is good, just a bit underbaked. Parwana time all in the signature and in the Showstopper, time was just not on her side. So just,
the other thing I didn't cover was that Parwana was actually sick that day. So that was her first day. We had all kind of marked beforehand, but that was her first day being there and kind of marked everything that morning. So she wasn't feeling the best across those 2 days either, which is tough.
Yeah. And didn't she also say that time? Was she the one who said that time was?
Yeah, she said her mom was clowning her like, "How you doing with that? You're terrible with time." Like, thanks, mom.
You cursed me. Good job.
Kim, exquisite. They like the color, the design. The macaroons are delicious. It's good coconut flavor. The flavor in the figures, the lemon poppy seeds rice is good. Is good. Not too sweet. Really good job. For Daniel, love the color. Vibrant, cartoon-like. Complimentary, people, not disrespectful. They like the sip pecan cookie. The nuttiness of the spice levels are good. You hit it out the park. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
I'd love to be able to say that to people's face as opposed to just saying it to Nick. I love you, Nick. But it's kind of dope to tell Daniel he hit it out the park.
It's like what the thing that I learned from Skim, as the kids say, we're not glazing you, Daniel. It's just you just happen to be here on the week that you did really well.
Great for me.
Guess what? Our star baker is sitting right here between Nick and I. If you were looking at the screen right now, it is Daniel. Crushed. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
What is it like to be crowned star baker first week out? That's something that I'm thinking I carry that with me the rest of my days.
I know, and that is exactly it. I was like, well, I'm good. No matter what happens the rest of the competition. I didn't go out the first week, and in fact, I've gotten star baker, first in technical. So, yeah, obviously a really good week for me.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is when you were calling your husband, you were like, "You're on speaker." No, I'm doing the thing where I call you.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing. Why?
I'm one of those people have to be like, "You're on speaker" when they call me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. You want to know if you're on speaker.
Yes, for real.
That's okay. I love that. Unfortunately, sent home is Parwana. And I hate. Well, it was last season that everybody got to hang out basically an extra week because
someone was sick.
My man got sick on Bake Off, and I kind of wish they would let people stay just 2 weeks, just because I think I just feel like it would add something to the show in my opinion, but also make for I think a fairer display of people's talents.
Yeah,
but that's just me trying to produce a show that I can't produce, people. So. It is what it is, and it's
unfortunate. Someone has to be the pork chop queen, though.
Yeah. It was rough.
It was, but it's rough in the ways that you're like, hey, that's the expectation. That's what it is. Guess what? We're gonna hang out with Parwana in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yes, 2 weeks. Parwana's gonna hang out with us, and we're gonna talk about her experience in the tent and so forth. It's gonna be great. And
her diorama was it was amazing. Like you could see the complexity of it, and it was just a little messy, unfortunately, because she was rushing to get it done.
Yeah. You can see the vision, and if you follow her on Instagram, she out here doing the dang thing everywhere. People got her baking left and right. Worry not. Parwana's doing fine.
And I love that. So a friend of mine, her kid goes to a similar kind of school where it's an outdoor kind of school. So this is a thing that is happening now in the Bay Area. So her kid goes to one of these outdoorsy, foresty schools where they learn about nature and animals and all that stuff too. So I'll be excited to ask her about that more.
Yeah.
Nick, can you think of a question for the viewers and a poll situation? I know if you can't, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. But if you got something you like,
it's like I know it's coming, and yet I have nothing.
Don't worry. We'll get that. We'll get you. So it'll be a question on the Spotify page. You'll be able to answer it. Worry not, people. General housekeeping, you know what it is. Do me a solid. You're gonna watch this on YouTube. What I want you to do is give it a like, of course, but I need you to comment on it as well. Doing that kind of just feeds the algorithm and sends things on their way, and that means more people get to see it and more people get to enjoy what you enjoy. Don't gatekeep us. Share us. Enjoy us with your friends. It's a lovely thing. Of course, you know what it is if you listen to us on podcast services and it has the ability to review or rate. Do that over there too. Give us a star. It's 5 stars on Spotify, and Apple does 5 stars and a little review if you're so inclined to be like, hey, I like Bake Off, and these guys talk about it.
And if you don't like the show, just keep it to yourself.
If you don't like the show, why'd you listen this far? How'd you make it here? That means you do like the show. You're lying to yourself. And that's fine. That's fine. Daniel, where can everybody keep up with you at?
Probably the best place is my Instagram. It's the Fry Guy 720. So the FREI, which is the first 4 of my last name, Guy 720.
You got better than that, y'all. And of course, Nick Jew.
Hi. Finally, Nick Jew has come back. Currently just Instagram, Nick the Jew, NICTHEJU.
Very good, very good. I am the Internet's Taylor 713. Let me tell you something. All 6 episodes of the Great American Baking Show are available right now to stream for free over on the Roku channel. You don't need a Roku device to do this. I'll tell people it's on Roku. They're like, well, don't I need a Roku? I'm like, no, you don't. You can. If you have a Roku device, it's that much easier to watch. But guess what? The RokuChannel.com on your computer, on your phone, works like a champ. It is such a fun watch. Highly, highly, highly recommend you go check it out because it's great.
If you watch the Netflix version, this is no slouch. The American version is just as good. It tickles all the right places. You've got Paul and Prue. You've got the tent. You've got some great bakers that are from right here in America.
I might be biased, but I feel like we were a really good cast this season.
I agree. I immediately was like, oh, I love them. I love her. I love him. I love it. Yeah, so yes.
Myself excluded, I love all 7 of them.
Hey, I'm judgy. Y'all know. Y'all have listened to the show. You know how I get with bakers. I'm like, I don't get down with that person. I don't bake with this person. For whatever reason it is. This group of people, I was like, okay, here we go.
It was like back to back too. I was like, Kim, oh my God. Then Daniel, I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
It's what I love about Bake Off and, baking show in America and so forth and so on. And I know you'll love it too. Thanks for joining us. We'll do it again next week. Peace.
Bye.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.